Hello. Hello, everyone. So how many of you believe that you have some power of your thoughts to transform your life? Great. Just checking so I'm in the right room. So if the way we think have power over our life and what we focus on can transform our life, would you agree that we can predict our life? Yes or no? So if someone is not happy where they are, and they have been blaming everybody, but not themselves, to take radical responsibility of their life, would you say they are afraid? That was me. I called myself out of my own bullshit. And getting called out of your own bullshit is far more effective than sitting in a 2-hour mastermind that talks to you about how to be more productive. And this was me over a long time ago now, feels like it. This Turkish immigrant arrives to England as an au pair, couldn't speak a word of English. Who am I to think to stand here and talk to you about being confident? That wouldn't be me. So if you ask me this, I would say no. And I started running my own business and started as an alteration girl, as a mobile service on a bike that I had picked up from a car boot sale only for £10 because I had no money. And I started cycling house to house. I didn't have to speak much, you know. When you alter clothes, you don't need to do much talking. You just shorten the trousers and take the jacket in and you just say, yes, I can do that. And that has started building my confidence. And from there, 3 years in, I opened my first high street brand store under my name. And before I knew, I was selling globally. I started holding fashion shows in Paris, New York, Milan. These girls, who was an au pair, only had £265 in her pocket when she arrived. So if I did it, anybody can. And the way I did, I believed in myself. I totally agree with John. You see what, and you believe. But I also think when you believe, you get to see the opportunities. You get to see the doors that has been wide open for you, but you have been waiting to be invited. So my invite for you, how are you going to write your story? Are you going to sit on the sidelines and wait someone to blame and put yourself on the bottom of that priority list because you have to be a mom, you have to be a wife, you have to be the first person for the clients because you promise and you're taking their money and you feel guilty because you have been told if you are doing favor to somebody, you shouldn't be charging, which I get a lot in my business. But when you move away from all these limiting beliefs and start seeing yourself, I bring value to this table that I sit on. I appreciate my friend, I appreciate you, but I appreciate myself. I approve of myself. Can we all say that? I approve of myself. Because if you don't approve you, who is going to approve you? You have to believe, and when you believe, that belief that comes from inside out, that confidence that comes inside out, everybody gets to see you because you get to pick the right outfit. You get to pick the right words to describe where you are heading. So you have to understand the beliefs that deep-seated beliefs, where they come from. Because you're all probably all pumped up now from the incredible speakers who I have been following, especially these two women, Helen and Kate, for many years, and they have been one of my inspirations. I remember approaching Helen when we first met saying, I love your blogs. Her branding was spot on, and I wanted to work with her. I did have a back of my mind saying, who are you to talk to this woman? You know, you're this Turkish girl just running her business and doing some sewing. I was like, what if she says yes? What if? Because when you don't believe in you, you find every excuses not to follow your heart. But when you believe in yourself, that you bring value, you get to pick up the call. And I did. Guess what happened? We did so many projects together. And it expanded her business to someone she could trust to recommend to her people. And it expanded my confidence and income, of course, to be better at what I do. So when you get to run your own business, you need to, first of all, just strip away those layers of excuses and face with the raw truth of what is it that I'm holding on to? What are those deep-seated beliefs that I have started after that 2-hour transformative mastermind about productivity? I did it for 7 days and 2 more days. I pushed it on the 11th day. Then I give up. Because you need to do something right at the bottom. Transform your beliefs, which will then help you change your perspective. When you change your perspective, you get to see the truth that everything is in abundance. And you just get to open to receive, because I mean, if we're all come from the source, whatever the source you believe, the God, the universe, which has everything in abundance, why not me? Why not me? When you change that, and when you prove yourself, life becomes transformed. So, what kind of story you want to tell? What do you want to believe in? What is the truth that you have been avoiding because you have been caught up in your own bullshit? Excuse my language. That was the first thing I learned when I got into English. Using the F-bombs. I was like, yes, I can use them in my language now. That means you're good in English, isn't it? If you can't remember the word, just put an F word there. It just suddenly is like, great. So can you believe this girl couldn't speak a word of English to even ask where the exit is? Couldn't even construct a sentence. And I kept holding myself back, waiting for invitation, to be seen, to be hold the doors. Then I went, I can't wait that long. And I started organizing my own events, and I started being speaker. If nobody invites me, I'll go and be my own speaker. You see, you get to give yourself that permission. You have to give yourself that permission. You have to see yourself the way who you are becoming. Because then when you practice that, the other people get to see. And then the life just happens. So, who is ready to transform? Thank you all. I just want to leave you with one thing. Sorry, I've got to listen close. You know, I forget things sometimes. So, you've got 3 things to remember. What do you focus on every day? Because we focus on something when we wake up. From the moment we wake up, when am I going to have shower? What am I going to dress? Your focus gives you the emotions, and your emotions gives you the feelings, and those feelings creates your reality. So what do you focus on has a very important step in your reality. So when you choose what do you focus on, what do you focus on? What is missing or what you have got? Because if you constantly focus on what's missing, it's great for high achievers, but if you constantly look at what's missing, you will never find happiness. When you see so many people out there who are smashing their goals, you think, you've already closed 7-figure in first 6 weeks of your launch, and you're still there trying to promote? Leave it to us. Because that you have to find that enough in you. I'm not saying give up when you get to there, but if you keep focusing on what's missing, you'll miss when you're happy. So find where you're focusing, find your intention, and act on it. Because action creates the power. There's no point having all these notes and feeling all pumped up. You have to act on it consistently, every day. Even the fear keeps showing up, do it anyway, because that's where the growth is. That's where the transform. Thank you.
Yeah, massive round of applause. Thank you so much. And what a story.